Today, we're tackling a big question. Why aren't many of us seeing the results we want from the gym? Many of us hit the gym hard, expecting to get stronger and fitter, but instead, we hit a wall.
When I first went to California, I thought whatever Arnold does, I'm gonna do, okay? That's what I have to, that's why I went to study with the masters. So Arnold had a blonde girlfriend, I got a blonde girlfriend. Arnold drank coffee, I started drinking coffee. If he had hash browns for breakfast and potatoes, I had potatoes for breakfast, whatever. So I trained with him 6 days a week, twice a day. I got small and fat training twice a day, 6 days a week. I'm like, I'm depressed. I'm in California, 50 bucks on a plane ticket, living with 25 people across the street from the gym. I'm in heaven and I can't put it together. What do I do now? I did what Arnold did and I got small and fat.
The issue? We're training too much without giving our bodies the chance to bounce back. Recovery is just as important as the workout itself. It's during rest that our bodies repair and grow stronger.
I took 3 weeks off, but I realized after taking 3 weeks off and being depressed because I could not keep up with Arnold, I go, I gotta figure something out. I gotta figure out, this is the problem. The solution must be here somewhere. I just don't know what it is. I don't know what to do. Maybe I should quit? Nah, I can't quit. I can't go back home. I go back home, be a champion that never made it, okay? So I went back to the gym after 3 weeks off, and all of a sudden I'm bigger and I'm stronger. I'm picking the big dumbbells, 180-pound dumbbells, back in the 90 kilogram dumbbells. I realized I can't train 6 days a week, twice a day. I can train 3 and 4 days a week. That's the secret for me.
Science tells us that muscles need time to rebuild, and it's not just muscles. Your whole body needs rest, including your nervous system and hormones.
Recovery. I always believe in training hard, real stupid, brutal hard, and resting extremely hard as well. You gotta train hard, you gotta rest hard. People didn't understand. They never talked about that in the magazines in the 80s. All they talked about was training hard. People thought I did that every day. I would squat twice a month. Twice a month. At my very best, at my very strongest, that's all I squatted. Imagine doing 50 reps, with 405 pounds. I mean, your nervous system is fried. I'd leave the gym going, maybe in 10 days, I might start thinking about squatting again. All you do is vary the volume, the frequency, the intensity, and the workload, those 4 things. But intensity for me was like, wow, that's what works. I don't mean just training to failure when you think failure is accomplished. I mean when God says failure is accomplished and you fight them all the way, okay? So basically my message here is that I trained hard, but I rested very hard too. Recovery was essential. And I didn't care what anybody else said. Everybody else said, well, after 72 hours, you're gonna lose muscle. Right, sure, fine, whatever. I don't care what science says. This is what I say. I'm not ready to go back to the squat rack yet. I've thrived on high intensity. Volume was sort of creeping up, but I had to bring it down. I couldn't have that much volume with that much intensity. Frequency, forget it, way down, way down. Frequency, how often I trained was very low. Workload, real high. Okay, so I was sort of halfway like Mentor, halfway like Arnold.
Aim for a balanced routine. Mix up your workouts with enough rest days in between. If you haven't made progress in months, what do you have to lose?
Listen, if you're listening to this, and you haven't made any progress in the last 2 months, what have you got to lose?
There you go.
Okay, what have you got to lose? Train maximum 3 times a week. Split your body into 3 body parts, 3 whatever, chest, shoulders, tricep, back, bicep, legs. Train, warm up, do 1 set, 2 set to warm up, whatever it takes, and then just go balls in. And you got to focus. You got to focus on the muscle. You got to focus on the mechanics. Yeah? And 1, 2, 3, 4 exercises, leave the gym. You can do that in half an hour. If you haven't progressed in the last 2 months, if you do what you did in the last 2 months, in the next 2 months, what will you get? Exactly the same results, yeah?
Focus on quality over quantity. Intense, shorter workouts can be more effective than long hours in the gym. And remember, good food and sleep are your best friends for recovery. Making progress isn't just about pushing limits. It's about finding balance.
You've got to keep in mind this. We're looking only for that amount which is required, the precise or least amount required to stimulate the increase, okay? Now you got to keep that in mind to follow the logic here. I said that it's only logical to start with one set. We're looking for the least amount necessary to begin with, right?
Right.
If one set doesn't work, you can't go any lower to find the least amount necessary. You can't do 0 sets and have a workout. If one set doesn't work, Bill, then you've got a reason, a justification for going to 2. If 2 doesn't work, then you've got a reason for going to 3. If you're skeptical, dear listener, just think of it that way. You've got years ahead of you. Start out with 1 set per exercise. If it doesn't work, you can always go to 2. Keep in mind, we're looking only for that amount of exercise which is required.
Train smart, rest well, and watch as you leap over those hurdles to your goals. That's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Remember, rest is your secret weapon in the gym. Use it wisely, and you'll be amazed at how far you can go.